Hey everybody, this is To All the Men I've Tolerated Before with your host, Natalie Katona.
And Dina Alkatib.
Usually on this podcast, Dina and I explore one or two impactful relationships we've had with men, and then we thank them for things that they've taught us and things that they've helped us realize about ourselves, and send them some positive manifestations we hope for their future. But today we're kind of taking it to a different lane because today you're all getting some insight on what it means to date Dina and I.
It's a yikes for me, bro.
I like to think of this as a cheat sheet to the way into my heart, but Dina has been calling it just like the warning label that's on a pill jar.
I think it's like, in my mind as I was writing, I was like, okay, well, what would someone want to know about me if they were gonna, date me? Like, in all honesty. Brutal honesty.
Right.
And then run away.
Honestly, and I think it's a byproduct of dating apps, but I almost want you to submit a resume when you feel like it's appropriate to date me. And I don't know if it's because we read all of these profiles and we're like, you like movies, but do you like horror movies? Or are you the douche that is always slammy? I love bad movies, so if you can't hang during a bad movie, then I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, some people really hate bad movies. That's funny you brought that up, because I was just talking about that with one of my friends. They don't like bad movies. And I was like, why? Why wouldn't you go to a movie just to make fun of everything about it? That's so much fun.
My favorite part of a bad movie is that you get to talk through them.
Oh, yeah, because nobody cares what's, actually going on. And so you can just talk and make fun of it.
And just laugh openly.
Right.
But yeah, I want people to start submitting resumes with a recommendation letter from your therapist about why you think it's appropriate for us to enter a romantic relationship. Because as we've gathered from this podcast, I love to be tricked into dating broken men. And I don't know until I'm in there that they are broken.
Conversely, I feel like my therapist would talk to that person and be like, listen, this ain't it. Keep going, man. This isn't what you want. This ain't the one. This ain't the fish.
Sir, this is what you're in for.
Right.
All right, so let me know, and I'm putting you on the spot. Let me know what you think of this format where I do one and then you do one and we just trade off instead of I feel like it would just be weird for the listener. Yeah. And I feel like we'll just go dead inside by our third point.
That's true. Yeah, no, I like that idea. Let's go back and forth. That's good.
Okay. So I'll start. Just so you're all aware, and if you haven't gathered this from the podcast, I don't think you pay attention. I do witchy shit. If you are a person who is my partner and enters my home, you have to realize that I always be meditating. It's how I start my morning, come home from work, and I'm hoping to start listening to meditations as I sleep. There are always, from my meditations, crystals in my bra that reflect what my meditation focus is for that week. So you are guaranteed a daily treasure hunt in my bra.
In the boobies.
Right. If you have something that is really weighing on you and you can't figure your shit out, I have 3 tarot decks and let's just do a reading. Why would we ever try to figure why would we ever try to figure this shit out? Literally the oracle can tell us.
Honestly, mood.
While I'm cooking, if I'm cooking, because I'm terrible at cooking, you will hear me stirring manifestations into my drinks and food God damn it, I just want a better job. I just want a better job.
that your meal's looking up at you like, damn, this bitch is expecting a lot. That's a
Right.
lot of pressure.
Right. And I'm always talking to the moon and to random animals that I meet in the street. Like, I love nothing more than to stand at the window and talk to the birds that are outside the window. And I'm like, hey, what are you guys up to today? Would you like to carry my wishes onto the wind? That's cool.
That's cool.
So yeah,
God, you
like,
expect a lot from nature.
well, that's
Nature
the
just
whole.
trying to exist now is like, fucking bring me someone that will be the best man ever in my, not even a man, best person in the world.
Excuse me. Number one, with
That
nature,
bird.
it is a give and take. So I also give back to nature. That's what my whole winter solstice celebration and Imbolc celebration was about. I don't know if I say Imbolc correctly. Feel free to at me. If I do not, I'm on a journey. It is a new witchy journey and I'm open to learning. But if you enter my home, you have to realize that there's a lot of witchy shit in here. Like, you're going to walk in and you're going to be like, she has a Salem witch's broom advert on her wall. I think that's a Halloween decoration. It's April. And I'm going to be like, yeah.
At least you don't have a dead bird in your freezer.
That was a good callback. Dina is correct. I don't dabble in the dark arts anymore because I try to stay in the light. So I will not just have dead things in the house.
Whereas if you walk into my house, who knows? Who knows? Alright, so my first point for me was kind of similar to yours because I'm a nerd. I'm not a witch. I'm a nerd. So, video games, anime, movies, D&D, all that. I'm into it. Like, I'm just living my best nerdy life over here. What that means is that I'm always on my fucking computer. Like, I'm pretty much just sit here all fucking time, watching movies, anime, playing games. I have a lot of online friends all over the world, everywhere from, like, Pakistan to Canada to everywhere. They're everywhere. Europe. So I'm always talking to somebody online, which is fun, actually. Yeah. I've met a lot of people. And I'm travel a lot to conventions, whether it be like video games conventions or anime conventions, because I'm a huge weeb. And
I can't wait until we can go to conventions again.
I'm so ready for it. Like, I'm so ready to be back at conventions.
I didn't even think to put the nerd shit on my list because nerds are so mainstream now. I'm like, no one needs to know. But
yeah, like who isn't a nerd at this point?
Right. But I have an entire closet in my home dedicated to cosplay costumes I've made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We nerds, guys. We're straight up nerds up in this house. I'm thinking about doing an online D&D session soon, so we'll see. But probably the biggest like nerdy thing about me is that I love Tolkien, like everything. Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit is my favorite book. I've watched the movies, extended versions, and behind the scenes probably more times than I can count. And yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what I love the most about the Lord of the Rings?
What?
At every movie, I've pinpointed Aragorn / Strider's sexiest moment, and that's when I'll hone in. I'll be like, dude. My sister and I were just talking last night about how we are constantly telling my brother-in-law, listen, we're into dirty men. We're into, like, dirty, rough-looking men. And it's because of Val Kilmer in Willow. Oh. Have you seen Willow?
I don't know if I have. What is he? Is he dirty in it?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. And I cried when I found it on Disney Plus. and Aragorn. Like, I had Aragorn's poster above my bed when I was a teenager, and I would just, like, touch it.
Yes.
While I slept.
Yes. That's hilarious. Why did I not have a poster?
Do you know what Viggo Mortensen does in his, like, free time? I read it in an article once. He just, like, he lives in the woods and he writes poetry and then goes to poetry readings.
What the fuck? What a wholesome person.
And, like,
he's a literal, like, Aragorn, I feel like. I feel like Aragorn would do that shit. Literally. He'd just be in the woods with his journal. He is actually Aragorn. Did you know that he wasn't the first pick for Aragorn either?
How dare they? Who did they want?
I know. He was a last minute addition. I don't remember. Who is the first? I gotta search it. First pick for Aragorn. Actually, it was Stuart Townsend.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know if I know that person. I have no idea who that is.
Also,
an Irish actor.
Here's the spectrum of my taste in men. Just, like, dirty, greasy, adventurer-looking motherfuckers like Viggo Mortensen in Lord of the Rings. But also my favorite character in The Hobbit is majestic-looking fucking Lee Pace on the giant elk. He's the elf. And he's just so bougie and fancy. And the other elves are like, sir, we do not feel like we need to enter this war. And he's like, the dwarves took my bracelet.
You know what I love? When he's an asshole, he's like, he just does not care, right?
No.
Like, every time he's an ass, I'm like, ooh, I feel it. See how fucked up that I like the guy who's a dick to everybody.
With his glittery robes.
Yes. Okay,
on
sorry.
An elk of all things.
Oh my god, don't even get me started on antlers. That's a whole mood.
Alright, well, so we kind of dove into the fact that I'm a nerd, but my second point is, I fucking love the zoo. And I feel like that's a very...
I don't think that's a whole point for you. Like that.
Well, because when I think about things that I've had to talk about during my relationships with men, it's like, do we have to go to the zoo again? Yes.
Yes, we do.
Do we have to see every animal at the Columbus Zoo? Yes. It's impossible. Because I don't wake up early, so I'm not getting there before noon. But, like, right. Were you there the one time I called the buffalo to me at the Columbus Zoo?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But that would have been hilarious.
You know how the buffalo at the Columbus Zoo, it's on an incline, so there's, like, an upper part and, like, the bottom of the hill? I was at the bottom of the hill, and we had decided that people had walked enough that day. Because people be weak at the zoo and they don't actually want to walk. And I'm like, but we're at the zoo. And I was just like, I just feel so bad because, like, I'm right here at the bison buffalo exhibit. And, like, he's one of my favorites because he's so big and fucking massive. And that's my only criteria for an animal. Like, are you big and fucking massive? Or are you small and stupid looking? Like... And he heard me, like, I was like, and I just wish I could see him because I love visiting with him, this, that, and the other. Dina, he walked the fucking hill and he just stopped right in front of me like, hey, girl, heard you bitching.
Oh my god. He knew in his soul that you needed to see him.
I just need my partner to understand that, like, I talk to the animals at the zoo and therefore they recognize my voice and they like to see me the most at the exhibit. And if you want to argue with me about that, that's fine. You're wrong and you're an asshole.
Wow, that escalated a lot.
Well,
but you're not wrong. Who hates the zoo? I mean,
and you know,
well, I'm sure some activists probably do, but
one time during, like, a romantic encounter with a man, he looked at me and he was like, you talk an awful lot about gorillas. And I was like, and?
What the fuck? understand that you talk a lot about gorillas.
Like, we were in bed, we were having, like, a nice day out, and we had gone to, like, a secondhand bookstore, my favorite place to be, and I bought Return to Me, which is where David Duchovny's wife dies, and she worked at the gorilla exhibit at the zoo, and Minnie Driver gets David Duchovny's heart, and the gorilla recognizes her. So, like, I just, like, launched it, and I was like, the gorilla recognized her heartbeat in Minnie Driver, and I think that's beautiful. And he's like, you talk, and also, like, you have a lot of connections to gorillas, because I also love Coco the gorilla, rest in peace.
I'm sorry, I just can't imagine somebody realistically saying this to you.
Right, I kicked our simp out of the zoo when he made fun of Harambe at the Cincinnati Zoo. I told him we had to go home because I was upset. He made fun of the Harambe, like, memorial. He had to make some stupid joke. And I was like, and now we're going home. And he's like, I wanted to see the Star Wars exhibit at the Children's Museum. And I was like, motherfucker, we're going home. You talked out of turn.
How dare you insult gorillas?
Right. And when my sister and I watched a lot of gorilla themed movies as children, and I love gorillas. And if the Planet of the Apes should go down, the orangutan Buttercup at the Columbus Zoo, she's gonna tell all the apes, nah man, she's cool. She's cool.
Right. Be an ape, bro.
Right. So I love the fucking zoo. We will go multiple times a year. If you can't handle being at the zoo all day long, watching me lose my shit over gorillas and bison and otters. My favorite animal is actually the otter, because they're so fucking playful.
They are very cute.
They relax me. So if you just, like, know I'm super stressed out and you need me to relax instantly, just fucking take me to the zoo.
Love
the
that.
end.
That's easy.
What's
dude.
yours?
You know what? Just drop her off at the zoo, guys. Just drop her off. Come back in like a few hours. Don't even come. Just drop her off. Give her a ticket.
Because, like,
or whatever.
what if you're the fucking problem? If you're the fucking problem, just be like, go talk to the bison. I don't know. Like,
go meet your bison and ape bros.
Just go post up at the otters and watch them swim in the water for an hour. I've done that before.
So, my next point for me is, and I've written this down, I'm emo AF.
You are emo AF.
So, like, this means a few things. So, you know, I'm not going to go into details, but, like, I have not had an easy life. I have a lot of mommy issues. I have a lot of daddy issues. I have a lot of trauma. These things have pretty much shaped me into being darkness and dead inside.
You often talk about the sweet, sweet release of death. We're like...
Exactly. So, like, you can expect a lot of dark jokes. I'm probably gonna say that I want to die every other day. Like, hope the bus hits me. You know, what if I crash this car? Ugh, just slit my throat. Like, don't be alarmed. Like, I'll be fine. I'll endure.
Don't call me, because I'm going to be negative supportive, and I'm going to be like, that's just how Dina and I talk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just, you know, give me a cheeseburger and I'll be alright. So I go every day. Like, there are so many days when I think longingly about wanting to be a Rock. Like, not The Rock, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I want to be Anne Rock. Like,
just
a stone.
Just... I didn't know this about you. Like, can we talk about, like, you just fantasize about, like, what if I woke up in the next life? And do you want to be a river rock? Do you want to be a crystal?
No, I want to be the most insignificant rock. Just absolutely thoughtless, because the emptiness of being a rock really just calls to me in a way that I cannot describe. It's just so empty and beautiful.
Do you collect rocks? Because every once in a while I'm walking and I'm like, that's a really good looking rock. And I
No,
have
I
to
don't
pick it
collect
up
rocks.
because it
Because I
suits
don't, I'm
me.
jealous of them, Natalie. Then you have to take this seriously. That they
I
just
am
get to
taking it
fucking
seriously.
exist.
Okay? I watched
So,
Pocahontas growing up before we all knew it was problematic. I know every rock, every creature has a spirit, has a name.
it's
Like, I
fine. I
know.
just want to be that rock spirit, me. But, yeah, I wear all black. I'm, basically a bat. I'm the night. I'm darkness. Like, I'm basically, like, just an emo person.
Please do
So,
the rest of the episode
do
in
not be
a
alarmed.
Batman impression. I am the night.
I am the night. So, yeah. Don't be alarmed. I'll be fine.
It's fine. Yesterday, all I did was nap on and off all day, and it was the closest I've ever felt to being in the sweet, sweet caress of death's arms. And I was like, what if I just sleep all day long? I just forget
Oh my god.
that I'm supposed to be breathing.
Don't be alarmed if I drop my keys and just yell, somebody just fucking end me. Like, a bit dramatic, but okay.
I always forget that, like, technically you're emo to the extreme and it makes me emo to the extreme until a third party member witnesses us and they're like, bro, are you all okay? And it's like, well, no.
Right.
Are any of us okay? No.
We're not okay. See, we're not okay, but we're gonna be okay. Like,
And even
you know
then,
what I'm
we're
saying?
probably still not okay.
But we're not okay. You know what that reminds me of? That TikTok? If he wanted, he would. And if he wanted, he would. But if he wanted,
He
he
would.
would.
All right. Well, while Dina is emo as fuck, this should lead into my next point, which is I'm dramatic as fuck and also so fucking funny. And I bring this up because it has intimidated many a partner or many men I've gone on one date with off of Bumble to watch me have to, like, and I don't even do it like consciously. I just work a room. People
Right.
just like talking to me. And I feel like it takes a certain level of confidence, but not overconfidence to date someone like that, because I thought I was dating someone who was real confident in it because he was overly confident as well. And we were just like fire on fire and we were constantly like trying to burn the other one out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to understand, like, I'm an ex-theater worker, and, like, with that just comes the fact that I've been surrounded by dramatic people for my entire life, and it caught on to me. I love to celebrate everything and make it a big deal. I rolled into Galentine's Day on Friday with 2 giant bags that I didn't even think were going to fit in the booths that we had to sit in.
Well, they didn't.
I almost called the restaurant ahead and was like, you don't understand, I need a really big table. I've made mistakes.
I'm extra.
I make Dina wear a ridiculous headband every holiday. I'm like, here is your headpiece. We will wear this.
I go with it because I love holidays. You know me.
Right. I like, if you need to be hyped up because you got a promotion or like you just survived the day or anything, like, I'm gonna give you a sticker. And I will tell you the same story a million times with different dramatic inflections because I want to be a stand-up comedian. And I am actively working on stand-up comedy bits in my journal. So I need to practice, and I just need you to be okay with it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So, my next point may initially come off as sexual, but I am both dominant and submissive. So I am 100% a switch. Like, I'm about 50-50. I don't even lean one way or the other. I'm 100% 50-50. That's funny. 100% 50-50. Whatever. You know what I mean. So, In every aspect of my life, you know, in one way, like my career, I'm more dominant, more assertive. I'm very career oriented, and I care a lot about that. With my friends, though, if you see me around my friends, I'm generally more chill and relaxed, and you would probably like notice that. In the bedroom, I'm pretty much equally both. I like to be, a dominant person, but I can also be submissive. So, I think that really defines me well in my life. So,
I'm going to jump ahead to my sex stuff.
yeah,
It's
let's
further down
go.
on the list. So here's the thing with my sex stuff. I don't understand why we would have initiated a sexual relationship and for you to assume that I wouldn't want to have sex every day. Because that's what ends up happening. And that's like literally my only dominant trait in the bedroom is that I'll just look at you and be like, I don't understand why we're not fucking right now. And it could be like 10:30 in the morning and you're going to be like, because I'm making French toast. And
like, hello?
You just woke up out of bed. And like, so I'll get it started. Like, that's the only way I'm dominant. But then I want you to just go, oh, hell yeah. And then I'm picked up. I'm on the wall. You just take my hand and I want you to take over after the point that I've said, I don't understand why I'm clothed right now. I want it to click in your brain. You right. You shouldn't be clothed. And then you take over from there. And I'm letting you know that like my high need sex drive has been a problem in a majority of my relationships because I just get one track focused and it's like you'll be talking, I don't know, about your mom or your day or something. And I'll just be like, why aren't I naked? And you're like, well, that's
Hello?
rude. I was just trying
Can
to
we
get
have
to know.
sex?
My counselor tells me that like men are often trying to get to know me. And I'm just like, why aren't we making out? Because here's the thing about
Just
my
constantly.
love language. My love languages are gifts. I love getting stuff and physical affection. And I get all of the other love languages like quality time and getting to know you and like fucking acts of service and whatnot from Dina and our other amazing friends. So literally, I just need you to fuck me and gift me. So when you try to like get to know me because I'm a broken person, I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, oh, my top's off.
Oh, it just slid off.
Do you want to see what crystals are in my bra right now?
That's a very nice breakfast you're making. What if my boobs were out?
Literally. Like, and I
Well,
love
that's not
sexting.
uncommon though. Like I feel like you need to have compatibility with your person sexually,
Right.
and the libido matching or
Right.
being close. I feel like is
Dina, do you know how
important.
awful it is to date a person that doesn't enjoy nooners? Because I do. I don't want to watch a movie with you. That's not why I invited you over here. Like, we can watch this movie, but then I want a nooner. And this gentleman,
Nooner.
right? And this gentleman was like, "I've never had a nooner before," and I was like, "Well, let me tell you, they're fucking
Sorry,
fantastic."
why not?
I don't know, Dina. I don't know why I dated this insecure, not, I want to say ill qualified, but that's not the word. Inexperienced man. He was also ill qualified to date me, but I don't know.
True.
The pandemic was rough.
Damn. It do be rough. So, my next one is the opposite of the emo one is that I love cute shit. So, I'll be, darkness in my bed and a demon that if you come too close, I'll pretty much bite you. But I'll also do it holding a plushie because I love plushies and I love cute things. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I love kawaii shit. I'm all about that. If you can somehow put emo-ness and kawaii together, that is me as a human being. So, right now, because I'm single and I'm not even, like, doing anything casual right now. My bed is covered in plushies. Like, there is, like, an outline of where I sleep, and then the rest is just covered in, like, whale sharks, baby Yodas.
Yes.
Cute
I love
ass
that
shit,
fucking whale shark plushie.
Oh my god, guys, I love whale sharks. Like, I literally cry if I see a whale shark. They're just so gentle and so large.
And so large.
And I have a whale shark plush, and her name is Gertie, and she's amazing.
Did tell you what plushie she got out of her mystery box? Because it was the shark plushie.
Shark. Yeah, I got the, like, fluffy plushie that had, like, a floaty, pool floaty around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a floaty. It was really cute.
Oh, I love mystery boxes. I love to throw my money at people and be like, dangerous. I don't even care what happens.
It's like so dangerous. That's like gambling, really, is what it is. Isn't that crazy?
It is. I also love cute things. I love to shriek over things that are cute.
And I get like aggressive. Like aggressive cuteness when you see something too cute, you're just like, ooh, just squeeze it, punch it, throw it, like,
my whole body contorts.
Yeah, you're like, you just want to get in it somehow if you can.
And if you're not as into it as me, I'm mad at you. And I will probably hit you with the cute thing and be like, why don't you love this?
Yeah, like I was talking about plushies with someone the other day, and we were like sharing plushies like on Amazon, and we're like, oh, look how cute it is. And like some third party comes in, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Why don't you like cute things?
Sorry that
I literally don't understand.
Right. Sorry I felt a minute amount of joy for the first time during my day, if not my life.
Stop trying to ruin my freaking joy, bro.
Which brings me to the cutest thing in my life. Listen, if you are my partner, that's fine. But if you think you're on the top of my hierarchy, you're wrong. Penelope is my everything. She is my familiar. She is the person who's loved me for me the longest. I mean, Dina might have her beat on that, but I'm sure Dina gets annoyed with me every once in a while. Penelope is my everything. And if she says you're out, you're out. And I'll forewarn you, she does not appreciate male energy in this home.
True.
Her deadbeat dad will come and visit, and he'll be like, why doesn't Penelope want anything to do with me? And I'm like, because you're the enemy. You're like, we do not appreciate masculine energy in this home. It's not what we're about. And like, that kind of goes hand in hand with the fierceness of my friendships. Like, I've never felt this way for a partner, but I would die for Dina. Damn. Like,
please don't.
I won't. Like, Dina and the rest of our friend group, they know everything about me. They will know everything about you. And they're always around. And that's not negotiable.
Deal with it, basically.
Right. So, like, please know that when we're not in a pandemic hellscape, I am socially very busy. And any crumb of time I make to prioritize for you, it is a gift. Treat it accordingly.
I kind of love that because, like, pre-quarantine, I wasn't really like that person, but I was trying to be more like that pre-quarantine, and, COVID just wrecked that. They were like, F you.
F you.
No socializing. Bye.
We should write a graphic novel about the pandemic hellscape.
That would be nice.
It could be all in oranges and red, like that stupid movie Mad Max Fury Road that I don't understand shit about.
Wait, it's all red?
Yeah, it's all orange and red.
I was like, went literal, like using no black or anything at all. I'm like, orange and red. Okay. Alright, my next one is I'm chaotic and emotional. So, what? So bad. So, 1 minute I want to be, like, snuggled, and literally 2 seconds later, I want nothing to do with you. Like, I am the human embodiment of a cat, like, cat energy. Like, cats are, like, cool for 1 second when you're petting them, and the next they're like, don't fucking touch me. You fucking touch me.
Why are you even here?
Why are you breathing on me? So, I have never met anybody in my life that I do not get sick of. So, like, I will get annoyed with somebody or sick of somebody if I'm around them too long. It just is. I like space sometimes. I like to be alone sometimes. And so, I just, it doesn't matter if I love you. It doesn't matter if I hate you. It doesn't matter. Any emotion in between. You could be my soulmate and I'll still get sick of you. Like, I just need time to myself and some level of, like, independence from someone. So, like, I'm never good with people that are overly clingy because I just don't respond well to that. Like, I need some space. So, do not be offended if I'm like, oh my god, please don't hug me, because I just want my own bubble sometimes.
Please stop looking at me, peasant.
Please don't look at me.
I will actively call you peasant.
My eyes will turn red. I'm like, please. Why are
you arrive at Dina's home and it's all dark and you just see her glowing bat eyes in the corner. Exactly. She's eating ramen.
So that kind of goes alongside with, like, being super emotional, which I do have to state that I do have a hormone disorder, so my hormones tend to go crazy a lot, more so than most people. I like to equate it to, like, the small level of the people being pregnant and having those emotional responses or cravings and things. That's like me. I'll be crying 1 minute and be happy, or I'll cry 1 minute and then, like, the next I'll be happy, and you hand me a cheeseburger and I'm like, I'm cool. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
So.
If I'm super emotional, literally just look a bitch in the face and go, have you eaten today?
Right.
How about
honestly.
Water? Have you touched water today? Are you just a dehydrated bitch?
Bitch. Dehydrated fucking bitch.
Because, like, I'm like a succulent. I forget that I need water until I need water.
That's true. And so I tend to, like, go through these, like, impulsive manic, like, times where, like, there have been a few of my friends have experienced manic me at Target where I'm just like, get a cart, we're going. And I'm just, like, grabbing things, throwing them in the cart. Like, would I look hot in this? Could I be Stevie Nicks if I buy this hat? Maybe. Throw it in the cart. And we're gone. So, yes, I am chaos incarnate.
Have you seen the TikToks where it's like, get in, bitch, we're having a manic episode? My favorite.
Yes, that's me, 100%.
My emotional instability presents itself like this. If I have gone silent on you, you or I have fucked up. And I'm processing if it's even worth talking to you about or if I should just end things.
Damn.
And you need to get me to talk about it, or I will just allow myself to make things up in my brain.
Oh my god.
In the silence. I do this with friendships, with bosses, with relationships. Like, if I have gone silent, if you're like, have I heard from Natalie once today? No? Fuck. She's in the twilight zone. Listen, y'all, I am a verbal processor. Like, shocking. I needed to produce a podcast. I am a verbal processor, and I will talk about all my thoughts and feelings fucking a lot. To the point where you were like, how are we on day 8 of you still having this feeling about the WandaVision episode last week? I need to be talking about WandaVision more. It is the only TV show I care about anymore.
Wow. That's
so, like, you're never going to be uninformed about what my feelings are, But if you ever get the inkling of like, I don't think I've been informed about Natalie's emotional mental state today, oh, that means that we're not in a good place.
Oh no.
We're in a bad place. We're in the bad place.
Oh no.
Don't let me go silent. I'm not
Never
one of
good.
those people where it's like you can assume, oh, no news is good news. No news is the worst news. I put all my news out there for consumption.
Oh god, that's terrifying. Like the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned love languages, so that was like the next thing on my list was like my love languages. So, I have two, and they are words of affirmation, and I think I 50-50 between gifts and quality time. So, I like, first of all, I like having planned things. So, going on dates, going out, like I love those things. As far as words of affirmation, like, I'm an Aries, and I embody Aries energy very well, I feel like.
She is fire. She burns with the fire of 10,000 flames.
Exactly. I like hearing how awesome I am, and I like hearing why someone likes me and why somebody cares for me. Like, I like knowing that I can make somebody feel, good and special and all that jazz. So, and then of course I love gifts, and I don't even like, it doesn't have to be a nice gift. It doesn't have to be a big gift. I like, you could bring me a Snickers or a candy bar or something, and I'd probably just be so happy that I got something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is, but I think it's partially because I never like celebrated holidays growing up, and so now when I get gifts and stuff, I'm like, it's a plunger! Yay!
I just love being surprised.
Ooh, that too.
Yeah. I just love, like, I love to order things off of Etsy that I know will take months to get to me. And then I'll forget that I have ordered them. And then they show up in the mail. And I'm like, I surprised myself. What a good bitch.
Wow. I'm so good for me.
Bitches love Etsy. I am bitches.
True.
Oh, let me look through my list because I've been like grouping them together. Oh, through the pandemic, I am starting to explore and come to terms with that I am an artist and I love being an artist. But being an artist comes with a lot of like, because I'm a Capricorn, so I like certainty and logic and schedules and knowing what's coming next. And that's not the way of the artist, which is why I think I ignored a lot of my artistic ideas. So I will need nurturing and support. When the loft is covered in all of my scrap paper from collages like it is now, and I say, well, I leave it like that so Penelope will be in the loft with me while I'm doing art, just let me go. She'll be like, okay. And coupled with that is that this podcast is a huge priority to me. So are both pieces of my written work. Like, I am working on Penelope's children's book manuscript, and I, put out that Artist's Way blog. So if you don't think you'll inspire my written content or end up on this podcast, then you're foolish. Because I'm a verbal processor. But I will be respectful to your wishes about my comedy, my podcast, my writing, whatever, as long as you can initiate a grown-up conversation with me. But if you just like lie in secrecy and shame, and then you just blow up on me one night to be like, I can't believe you posted that on the podcast. Well, my life is content. I put all of my news out for consumption.
I hate the hiding feelings and thoughts and stuff until they explode. That's the worst.
The worst.
So I'm gonna put some of these together, but my next one is that I'm confident and insecure at the same time. So like, That doesn't make any sense, but let me explain to you. I'm like, I will think, like, one day I will be that absolute most confident person. I'll be like, my shit don't stink. I'm the best at everything. Ain't nobody got shit on me. I'm awesome. And then 2 hours later, I'll be like, I'm literal actual garbage. Like, I don't understand why anybody speaks to me. Like, why would anybody want to acknowledge my existence? Because I'm absolute trash. So, good luck with that is all I can say. And
so they're just fixing it.
I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to love myself, but that's a tough one.
I repeat mantras to myself and then tell myself after the 5-minute meditation over a mantra, that was stupid and false.
Exactly. I just lied. I'm also a very passionate person, so I feel very deeply, I feel like I can empathize really well with people, and I form connections that I think are very strong, and I'm just, when I've chosen someone, I feel very close to them. Mm-hmm. So, I think part of that is because I didn't really have, like, a traditional family, like, growing up, I didn't have that kind of family bond thing, so, with the people that are in my life, I feel very close to them, and especially my future partner, like, I want someone who feels like family to me. I want our bond to feel like this family bond, so I kind of can be kind of intense. And then I think along with that as well is that I'm a big communicator, so I have a very big mouth, and usually if I'm thinking something, it's gonna fly out of my mouth, which is not the best in every situation, so I've actually learned a lot about how to kind of control my mouth a little bit and my thoughts and think before I speak, but to me, honesty is like the biggest thing. Trust and honesty is so important to me, and when that's broken, it is very hard for somebody to come back to, like, for me to feel the same way about that person. So once that trust is gone, I feel like it's kind of downhill from there. So, but that also means that I'm an open book, so you can ask me pretty much almost any question. I will tell you, I will answer it, and I will, nothing's off the table, basically. Anybody can ask me a question and I'll answer honestly. And sometimes I think I can be brutally honest, so.
This one isn't even on my list. You just inspired me.
Oh, yay.
I am a Capricorn. That means that I love things like labels and rules, and therefore I can't thrive in today's dating climate because no one wants to call me their girlfriend. No one wants to be like, hey, partner over there, I'm committed to you and only you. But also no one ever wants to tell me, hey, person I'm actively having sex with, I'm having sex with someone and a lot of people off of Tinder. And like, I am at the point of my adulthood where I can't rage hard anymore with dating. It can't just be a lot of high adrenaline because the sex is good, and then as soon as you leave my house and that adrenaline wears off, I have to think, well, what are they doing now? Is their location up on Snapchat? What are they doing? Where did they go? Do they like me? Do they hate me? Am I anybody to them? Am I getting flowers for Valentine's Day? Like, I just want to know those things. I want labels.
Labels are good.
Yeah. I love defining the relationship. DTR the fuck out of me. It's so sexy.
I love that. I only have one more thing on my list, Natalie.
Okay, and then I'll wrap mine up with one, too.
Okay, so my last one I had on my list, I thought it was important to mention, is that I am 100% Palestinian, and that does affect my life sometimes, meaning, like most Arabs, I am a good host, and I will throw a good party, or at the very least make my guests feel comfortable with food, and gifts, and blankies, And, I do too much, honestly.
Your
Tea,
mother,
everything.
do you remember when your mom came to visit and she made me the best tea I've ever had in my entire life?
Exactly, yeah. Man, if you're not getting tea at least,
And
something's ain't right.
I'm pretty sure she brought her own tea too because she was like worried that your tea would be bullshit.
Man, God, of course she would. Thanks, Mom.
And
I was like high on drugs because I was. My mom came when I had my tonsils removed a few years ago, so I'm like high on drugs, like painkillers from this. My mom's just like serving tea or something. I don't know what's happening.
speaking of mothers, my last point is I will spend a lot of time with my family, either talking to them or being physically with them, and you won't understand why I choose to do that because I will be tense both before I go and after I come back. If you're with me in the presence of my family, you'll notice that I'm on a roller coaster the entire time and that I've had to pack myself a self-care bag filled with coloring books and my Switch and headphones, and that I bounce from being so hyped and laughing with my sister to like literally just looking like the entire world is bullshit. And you'll be like, why are we here? And I'll be like, I don't know. I just feel like we have to be here 3 times a year. And that brings me to my final point, and I think possibly the two are related. I don't want to be a mother. I don't want to. So if you are a person swiping on me on dating apps, or you meet me at a bar, or you slide into these DMs, and you think I can change that woman's mind with my primo seed, you're wrong. And that's rude of you to try. I don't want to be a mom.
I'm grossed out by primo seed and don't like it.
And honestly, at this point in my life, I'm not sold on being a wife either because that means I would have to live with a partner. And it would be one thing if it was like Big Love and we were Bill Paxton and I was the third young hot wife and you just came to my house like 2 times out of the week and every other Saturday.
True.
But unfortunately, I've heard that married people usually live together, and that terrifies me. So
it's rough, man, sometimes.
I definitely know that I don't want to be a mother. I don't want little people touching my stuff. And I'm on the fence about being a wife. You could probably maybe convince me to be your wife, but you cannot convince me to be the mother of your children, and it would be rude of you to try.
True.
So, tolerators, what you should take away from my list is that for 32 years, I have been crafting this very bold version of me. I have done the work to love myself, and I'm hoping you have too. I'm happy. However, there is a disclaimer. I am currently not happy in my career life, but COVID fucked that all up. And I'd love for someone to add to that happiness instead of feeling like they had to be my happiness. So I manifest that a person is listening to this list and they want to get on board. May my mind, heart, and fucking DMs be open to someone who is worthy to that fucking shit show of a list.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
So for me, in the recent years, I've taken a lot of time to understand kind of who I am And I'm not an easy person, I would say, you know. But
Who is?
I've gained a lot of patience, and, you know, I'm learning how to control my mind and my words better. But I have a lot more to go, and I've hoped to continue to learn about myself, and on top of that, love myself for who I am. So I hope to find a person who also cares about looking, you know, taking care of themselves and learning and working on themselves, and who understands who they are, and has some level of independence in their life. So, and of course, I hope that I can attract someone with those qualities, and that they can bring some additional joy and adventure into my life, because I love a good adventure.
Yep. So. I want us to have an adventure sooner than later. What's a COVID-friendly adventure?
Hiking?
It's so fucking cold.
It is really cold.
I don't have, like, here's the thing. I would hike in the winter because I actually don't like being hot. But I don't have the correct shoes to hike in the winter.
Yeah, I don't even know what that looks like.
See, you just said something because you chaotic, and you're like,
exactly.
Do we need?
I don't know. I heard adventure, and my brain went to hiking. I'm sure there's something else.
Because you wanted to be a hobbit. You're like, we can just find the one true rain.
Dude, we should rent a cabin and just go be cabin people.
Yeah.
Is that an adventure?
That is an adventure. And honestly, cabins aren't even that expensive. And they can hold like 10 people. So if we really wanted to spend no money, we could find other people that we like.
Yeah. We should do that.
I manifest that we go on a adventure.
Woo!
Woo! All right, tolerators. I'm accepting all active applications. If you would like to send a resume, you're not.
I'm like, no, not today. Maybe tomorrow. Check in.
And in order for you to submit that resume, make sure to like and subscribe the podcast, so you get even more insight on Dina and I's dating lives. Leave us a 5-star review and a comment about what you're enjoying, or the thing on the list that you connected the most to.
Oh, yeah. And anybody relate to anything we said? That'd be interesting to know.
On Instagram.
Or are we just crazy?
Or are we just what?
Crazy.
It could be all of it.
Maybe, yeah.
You can follow us at Instagram at Men I've Tolerated Pod, and my personal Instagram is at Natalie K124. And then that blog full of all my art projects and anything else that inspires me is at nataliesinspiration.com. And you can email us questions about your relationships, anything you need advice on, or anything that you would like to share with us at menI'veToleratedBefore@gmail.com. There is no punctuation.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And my Instagram that I just forgot what it is at ms.caboose, Miss Caboose. I'll have links to my Twitch and other social media, so you can give me a follow there. Recent gaming news, BlizzCon. Well, probably not when you're hearing this, but BlizzCon just happened, and they are remastering Diablo 2, which I am so excited about, so I will definitely be streaming that and some other games.
The last time I checked, Diablo 3 was half off on Nintendo Switch, so it had gone down from $60 to $30. I did not impulse buy it, but the day is still young.
It is. And Diablo 2 was like a masterpiece, so it was like my childhood, really, truly.
Right.
Alright,
well, we did it.
Yay! Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening. Next week, hopefully, if schedules still align, you'll get to talk to you'll get to listen to someone who's known me since fucking elementary school.
Ooh. I'm
So
excited.
make sure to smash or whatever the cool YouTube kids say, that like and subscribe button. And
Explosion sounds.
explosion sound. And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.